Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for December 2024. This week, or this month, we're going to jump right in here. You have this Y card and this chop wood card. This Y card is like asking why. And so it's just like a card of asking, why is this happening? Why is that happening in my life? And I do kind of feel like some of you just have questions, right? And which is fine. The chop wood card is about getting to work, of course, and doing the important work as well. So I think that a lot of you could just be busy. I actually feel like it's a great time to be curious. Like with the question why is kind of like a question of curiosity, and we have all these retrogrades going on. So I think retrograde times are amazing for just getting curious, like doing research, learning new things, discovering new ways of doing things. All that stuff is going to be extra beneficial. So, there we go. Wouldn't be a Scorpio reading without it, right? But anyway, I think that, asking those questions would be a great idea. Right off the bat, I'm noticing that you have a ton of people in this reading. Now, it kind of makes sense because usually at the end of the year, of course, it's the holiday season. So, a lot of you might just be socializing a lot or, spending a lot of time with people. So, that kind of makes sense. I do like readings that have a lot of people in them because it obviously it says people are present in your life and they want to help you. They want to, assist you. So if you need help with anything, I think it would be a great time. With all these people here, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So far, we haven't even clarified yet. So, the people are dominating the reading. Clearly there are people who want to help you. You have the King of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Wands in your first row. And for those of you that are looking for love, this looks really good. So there could be like a new connection coming in for you. Could be a very passionate connection as well with the King of Wands. It's either a fire sign, a water sign, or a person who has a mixture of both in their chart. So it could be like a fiery water sign, a watery fire sign, whatever. But, just find a good person. That's all that matters. But what I would say here is that the King, this would be a very, these two are divine counterparts, King and Queen of Wands, could be a very good connection. Outside of love, these are great cards, the King and Queen of Wands, for being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want, which is what you could be doing. You could really be focused on accomplishing things right now or achieving things. And I also say that because we have the Sun. And the Sun is a great card for achievement. It doesn't really represent achievement necessarily, but it can be a very good card for achieving things. You have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups can represent thinking about the past. I always say, to me, the Six of Cups doesn't really represent the past as far as people is concerned. It can represent thinking about the past because it is a card of nostalgia. But I usually say that it does not necessarily represent a person coming back from the past. Having said that, you have the Knight of Swords right here. And the Knight of Swords like rushing in. And so I would be very careful of a past person who is like inconsistent here with the Knight of Wands. I think either some of you are currently in something with a person who is consistent, bold, assertive, confident, there's a lot of desire here. And, I think there could be a past person who is not those things. And I do feel this is saying like, don't let a past person mess up something new that is good, right? So I would just be careful. You have the Queen of Wands. I think we are at an amazing time to learn as you go. I think the people that are going to be most successful over the next 10 years, or I would say probably until 2033, so a little bit less than 10 years, the people who are willing to learn as they go are going to be very successful. So this would represent putting yourself in new positions, new situations where you have to learn. And if you do the learning, then you will be successful. She doesn't do things she doesn't want to do. She has this sunflower right here, and it points towards the sun. So it's pointing towards joy, happiness, peace, inspiration as well. And that's the direction that she's moving in her life. So if you're excited about an idea or like a potential new job or a potential new direction for your life, the Queen of Wands to the sun in the good stuff at the end of the reading says, move towards the sun, move towards your happiness. Even if you don't know how you're going to get there, the Queen of Wands says you will learn, you will figure it out as you go. So I would definitely encourage it. And like I said, the astrology right now is amazing for that. With the King of Wands, you have the Three of Cups. Yeah, I mean, feels like home. I get feelings of home, is what I feel like saying. So again, you could be either you have a person right now that feels like home, or you're about to meet a person that you feel very comfortable with. That's kind of the feeling I get on this Three of Cups. I do also believe that, the Three of Cups, of course, is a card of your community, and there are 900 people showing up in this reading. So I think that, leaning on your community or getting support from people you care about would be a great idea. With the Six of Cups, you have the Moon. Normally, I don't really like readings that have the Moon and the Sun in the reading, but I do prefer readings that go from the Moon to the Sun. If we were going the other direction from the Sun to the Moon, that would be a little bit more challenging, but going this way is obviously good because it says you're leaving a period of confusion or fantasies or secrets, and you're entering into the light with the Sun, and you're entering into a time of more clarity. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Six of Cups again. There is like a little bit of this more playful energy going on with the Six of Cups. So I think that maybe this could say that you need to be more playful, more childlike, more willing to make mistakes, more willing to ask why. Children ask the question why over and over and over again. So I think that it could be a good time for you to tap into your inner child, and explore new ideas, ask lots of questions, be curious, learn as much as you can. I think it would be good for you. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you at this time, you have a Centaur. It says untamed nature, marksmanship, and master teacher. You have this Gecko. It says longevity, agility, and cunning. Every single fixed sign gets a card of longevity right now, and this has been going on for months. So, I think fixed signs are definitely being pushed to focus on building things that are built to last, building, businesses or careers or relationships that can stand the test of time. And it's a focus for you, probably because of Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus has a very strong craving for freedom, and if we have longevity in something, or if we build something that lasts, then chances are it will provide more freedom for us. And it also can be a source of comfort as well, which we saw with the Three of Cups in your reading as well. So I think that, focusing on creating things that last is what this is saying. The Centaur, I think, is talking about your direction. It says marksmanship on it. So I think that we all, with Pluto and Aquarius, we all have to pick one thing that we want to accomplish, and we have to see it through to the end, meaning we are aiming in one direction. That means also that we are eliminating negative thoughts that push us in the other direction as well, right? So we have to work on our focus right now, is what I feel that is saying, and everybody has to do this. You have the King of Wands, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Like I said, I would be careful of anyone who has been inconsistent rushing back into your life. This doesn't even have to be love. This could just be, again, there's a lot of people here. It is the holiday season, and sometimes we run into that bozo cousin that can't get his life together, right? We all have one. So, it might be a good time to protect your energy from, anything that could get you unfocused, because I think that card is saying your focus is very important right now. And so I would protect yourself from that. On the positive side of things with this card, like I said, I think it would be an amazing time for you to adventure, ask questions, be more playful, be willing to make a mess. I think all that would be good. You have the Knight of Swords. I definitely feel this is someone who's trying to rush back in. So, like I said, I don't do back readings. I think they're silly in the first place. I think an X is an X for a reason. And I would just be very careful of someone knocking you off your square because they're trying to rush back into your life. I really feel that, what it is, we kind of have the perfect storm for X's coming back right now. And I don't even read about X is coming back, like I said, but it's been coming up in readings. We had Pluto go over the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius for the last time. I think that is making people feel their karma, or it could be bringing up regrets for people as well. That cusp is the death of establishment. If you had a positive connection with a person, they screwed up, then they are going to be thinking about the establishment that they had and the fact that they let it die. So there are going to be regrets, right? And also, the perfect storm is that we have a bunch of retrogrades all happening right now, basically at the same time that Pluto entered into Aquarius. So again, it makes sense to me that this could be happening. I would avoid it like the plague. I would avoid it like your mother-in-law, right? I would avoid this as much as possible because, I just would. Next, you have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is like true love. I think that there is something new, for some of you, I feel like you're already in this connection. For others, I feel like you're about to be in this connection going this way. It's clearly something much better, something much more stable. I think it's a more emotionally mature person as well. It's like Knight of Wands can be emotionally immature. The King of Cups has explored his emotions to such a deep level that nothing knocks him off his square. He is literally sitting on a square, and he's in the middle of the ocean, and he has choppy waters all around him, but he is perfectly fine. With the Knight of Wands, you have more people. The Knight of Cups, which you have twice. I think this is a much better option, the Knight of Cups coming in here. So there could be like a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. For those of you that already have love, or if you don't want love, and even if you do, the Knight of Cups can be your dream. And like I've been saying this whole entire time, I think that some of you have a dream with the Queen of Wands as well, or you have something that is inspiring you. And I think all these knights are really encouraging you to go on that adventure. Knights are very adventurous. And so I think they're saying you are the Queen of Wands. Doesn't matter what gender you are either. And I think you have that sunflower that's pointing towards the sun, and you have the sun. So move towards the sun. With the Knight of Swords, yes, you have the Seven of Wands. I do think you will probably put boundaries up against this person. So if there is a past person rushing in, I think there's really nothing to worry about. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. And you always get the Five of Pentacles with me, now that I think about it. Because I know for a fact, I've said to you before, that it's almost like you're attracting a person who has been through something similar to you. These two people are going through the same situation. And so you could be attracting a person who has a similar love story to you, or maybe they've had similar experiences. This can be a bad thing, but I think in this situation, it's a good thing, because it's almost like because they have been through something similar, they're not going to do the same thing that the past person did, right? Because they've been through it. They have experienced it. So I really see this as a good thing, not a bad thing. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says confidence is your key to success. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, for sure. You have this new moon in Pisces. It says meditate and contemplate. Yes, the King of Cups is in contemplation mode. We'll talk about that in a minute. The King of Cups could be your energy as well. So I think that, with the King and Queen of Wands, it's all about confidence and having the confidence that you can have the sun. And then with this meditate and contemplate card, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups has done a lot of contemplation. He is sitting in the middle of the ocean. He has explored his emotions to a very deep level. And because of that, he doesn't have ridiculous emotional outbursts, because he is in perfect control of how he feels about things, because he has explored it. And so I think a lot of you have done a lot of emotional work especially this year, 2024. I think I used to make jokes about you crying in your car this year, right? I stopped, because I don't want you to keep crying in your car, Scorpio, but, I used to make those jokes, right? And so I think you've been processing these emotions, and now you're in a much more emotionally secure place. I do also feel this could be a person. So if you're wanting love, you could be attracting either, it definitely seems like a water with fire, fire with water. Take it how it resonates. You have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups would be an admirer. So if you don't have love, this could be a new person. The Knight of Cups is also very dreamy. And again, we have, Page of Cups. We also have the Knight of Cups twice, King of Cups. So very dreamy energy going on in this reading. And they're all connected to the sun right here. So I think that the sun, is like a spotlight in our life. The sun shines a light on things that are important to us. And I think a lot of you, you could be dreaming of things that are important to you to have in your life, and things that you're even emotionally connected to here. And I think you are trying to, have more of those things. And it does not have to be love. It could just be things that you will love, or that you do love, or experiences that you will love. But I see this, it's almost like there's this motivation with the King of Wands here, and even the Knight of Wands can be very motivated. It's like there's this motivation for you to have more of the nicer things in life, right? And I think you're being very driven towards it. So work towards it, even if you don't know, with the Queen of Wands. You have the Tower. Again, I don't know what's going on with you, but wouldn't be a Scorpio reading without the Tower. I mean, the Tower is your card, so, is it really that big of a deal? I don't know. You're going to have to tell me. I don't know. But, I think that you've been dealing with this energy for a while. I think that it's also possible that you're just rebuilding after a Tower moment, even if it happened years ago. I think you could just be, in that stage of rebuilding your life. With the King of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands would be a passionate new beginning. So if this is a person, I think that, this could be very passionate connection. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new, so definitely a new connection as well. If you're not looking for love, and even if you are, again, the Ace of Wands is very inspiring. So you have so much stuff here. All the Wands cards, Queen of Wands, especially to the Sun, is all about moving towards your inspirations. Can't make this up. With the Page of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups. So we have divine counterparts here now, and these are two very good divine counterparts. We actually have both, Whenever I have like two divine counterparts, I think this is the same person, but I think this is saying there will be a lot of desire and also like a good emotional connection here, so really good. I also like this for those of you that are just working on something, like a project or a business or whatever, the two queens here. It's like you have the desire to go towards it because of the Queen of Wands sunflower, but it's also a heart connection as well. The Queen of Cups moves towards her heart, so her heart is telling her to move towards the Sun in this situation. And like I said, the Sun is anything that you're paying attention to. The Sun is a spotlight. It shines a light. It's like those things that you think about all day long, like wouldn't it be nice if I had this or that or the other thing. That is the Sun, and so I think you're moving towards the Sun. With the Tower, you have the King of Wands. So, again, the King of Wands could actually be the past connection. This could be what fell apart, and now you're getting into something that's a much better connection. I also think that, really that the King of Wands with the Tower is more of that back to the drawing board energy, which I think you've had all year, basically, 2024. It seems to me like the King of Wands, he is like a builder. The Knight of Wands is the true builder in the tarot. You have the Knight of Wands, but you also have the King of Wands. The King of Wands, he usually has a plan, and he is like the true visionary. He has foresight in the tarot, but he also builds it. So anything that he is dreaming of creating, he builds whatever he's dreaming about. But with the Tower, it can say that you had a dream to build something, and now you're rebuilding. Exactly what I said 2 seconds ago. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Love in Music card. You also have this Creating and Writing card. It's an amazing time for creation. Both of these cards are very creative. So I think it would be an amazing time for you to create something you love. And that could be something personal. It could be a project, or, it could be a friendship. It could be anything. And I think it would be an amazing time to create something new. You have the the Sun, the Knight of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Like I said, I think there's a lot of happiness available to you. There's no doubt about it. You're going to have to work towards this with that Queen of Wands, but, I think that a lot of you are just kind of moving towards the Sun. I'm not gonna waste a bunch of time repeating what I've already said about the Sun. You have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be a knight in shining armor if you want it. So I think that some of you could be, I do definitely feel that you could be getting swept up in something here. I don't normally say that with the Knight of Cups, but I kind of feel it for you, that this is definitely could be a little bit of a whirlwind romance. And again, I don't think that is always a good thing, because sometimes we get sucked up in a fantasy and it isn't real, but this is showing up in the good stuff. So I think this could be the type of romance that is real. Again, the reason I'm telling you this is because I would pay attention. I think that, our brains trick us, right? Even me, constantly getting tricked by my own brain, right? And so I think we get in something, it's very exciting, but we still miss things. So I think this is saying you don't have to be paranoid or anything like that, but just keep your head on straight. Like, enjoy it, enjoy the moment, enjoy the whirlwind romance, but also pay attention. And that's what I would do here. You have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords and the good stuff would actually be winning. So a lot of you are probably winning more. This guy at the front here is the winner. He has won the battle. And so a lot of you, I think, are kind of winning the battle. With the Sun, you have the same thing, Five of Swords. The other thing here is that the Sun could be pointing out something that is a battle that you don't need to deal with. So, again, the Sun brings clarity into a reading. It is like a spotlight. Like I said, it brings light to the situation. So if you have been dealing with some sort of challenge or difficulty, you could finally be getting to the bottom of the problem and solving it. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a perfect match. It is soulmate, so definitely could be attracting a new person. Two of Cups is usually someone who's different than your usual type, so there's usually some sort of difference, or it's just like, they're just different. And I think this person could be different, and let's put it that way. Two of Cups is also a great card for communicating with your higher self. It is you and your higher self, and it is a very spiritual time, so I would definitely encourage you to meditate, do whatever you do to, whatever works for you for getting those answers from your higher self. With the Five of Swords, you have the Emperor. Yeah, feeling much more in control. The Knight of Wands in the Tower is a very much more out of control energy. The Emperor could, sure, it could be you attracting an Emperor, but I kind of get the feeling in your reading that this is more control, or you feeling like you are in control of your life, which obviously would be a good thing. So I like to see that. But let's see what else comes up. You have this woman card, says dealings with or relationships with women. I kind of feel like this is you. And you have this October card. So some of you, it's like maybe there were some big changes in the month of October. You also have this November card. And I always clarify these monthly cards. And you have this Weeping Willow. It says family sorrow. So some of you could have been dealing with family issues during the month of November. I kind of feel very specific about this. Like if you have a baby mama or baby daddy, I think that's the type of issue that I'm picking up on here. But again, I also kind of feel good about it, as in like you're leaving it in November. I don't think this is an issue that's going to continue. You have this Lion card. It says time to act. Yeah, it is a time for action. We have all these retrogrades. People always say like, oh, I shouldn't start things during retrogrades. No, you should. So especially if you are if you are reinventing something with that Tower, meaning you're going back to the drawing board and you're fixing something, now is a great time to do that. So it's definitely time to act. You have this tent card. It says temporary situation. Yeah, I'm actually going to pull you an extra card because, again, I was getting something about, like, family, a little bit of family drama with, like, a baby daddy or something like that. So, again, I think this is saying that is temporary. You also have this pineapple card that says reconciliation. I would be careful of someone rushing back into your life. I feel like you've already passed the tests. You've cleared the karma and all that other good stuff, so I don't tell people what to do. You do whatever you want to do. I've gone back taxes. It's a mistake every time, right? And so, but what I'll say is I've done it. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. So, you do you. But I would say I feel like it's a mistake. Just putting it out there. You have this bell. It says announcement on it. Yeah, there could be exciting news. The sun can bring in good news. So I think that there could be good news coming in for you as well. But overall, I really like this for you, Scorpio. Really good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.